Hello, and welcome to the 9th edition of OCPL Presents Shakespeare Unstaged. We're very happy to have you here today, and I'm going to start right off with my announcements. Try to keep them close so I don't have to look away too much. And the first one, of course, is about the show that we just finished, Love's Labor's Lost. And we had 17 actors in that show and more than 200 people who joined via Zoom, via TicketLeap. The actors were on Zoom. And we had more people who looked at the show on Facebook Live, on the OCPL site and also on the Syracuse Shakespeare-In-The-Park site. So that was really cool. Overall, we got more than $1,300 in donations from the audience, so that was wonderful. And we're very happy about that. We've already started distributing the money to the actors, and that's really cool. That's the first time we've ever paid every actor in the show. So that's a unique thing for us. We're going to be doing the same for our next show, which is Much Ado About Nothing, and that takes place from August 7th through the 16th. Schedule is the same as Love's Labor's Lost, Friday, Saturday, 5:30, and Sunday at 2. We hope to be doing that in Thornton Park. We're looking for June 26th as the start date for Phase 4 in New York State, when we would be eligible to do so. If we get all the approvals, we will be in Thornton Park, and you will hear it first on this program next week or the week after if we do get that approval. And in between Love's Labor's Lost and Much Ado About Nothing, we have the kids program. And that's a program that we do for 5th through 12th graders. It's 1 week only, July 13th through 17th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This year, we're cutting down the size for COVID from 12 to 15 students to 8. We have 5 already registered. If it's a beautiful day out, we'll be outside the carriage house and do the program socially distanced. If it's a rainy day, we will do it on Zoom. So we're still looking for about 3 kids to join, and they're going to have a lot of fun. They're going to be doing scenes from Much Ado About Nothing. They get a costume piece, a Renaissance piece, music and dance. They get English country dance. They get to do all sorts of great stuff, both with the play and with the specialty teachers who come in. So it's a wonderful
program. What's the age group, Ronnie? What's the age group? 5th
through 12th grades. 5th through 12th, that's about 11 to 18 would be the ages. And that's it. I think I'm finished my time, and I'm going to throw it over to Cara, who is Cara Luddy from OCPL, who's going to give you all the wonderful announcements from the Onondaga County Public Library. Take it away, Cara.
Great, thanks, Ronnie. Kind of last minute holiday closing information, but the city libraries will be closed for Juneteenth tomorrow because the county has recognized that Juneteenth is now going to be a holiday for county workers. So we will not be responding to emails or phones, but we will be open on Saturday. So if you want to place some items on hold for library takeout, you should probably be able to pick them up on Saturday or Monday. So for Juneteenth tomorrow, we have some posts scheduled on our social media that explore a photo from the Beecham Branch Photo Documentation Project. It's a really cool collection of historical photos of African-American families from Syracuse, and some of the photos go back to 1890s. So we're going to share a photo of a woman. It's a photo that was taken in Sweet Home, Texas, and it's just an absolutely gorgeous photo. It's so cool to be able to see that archived. So we're going to be sharing that and a little bit of history about Juneteenth. So keep an eye out on that for on our social media pages, and that's my update, short and sweet.
Thank you very much, Cara. We appreciate your updates, and we are now going to move on to our first dramatic piece. We have Maggie Ariott1 is starring in our first one, Henry IV, Part 2, the prologue. The character is Rumour, and I'm calling it Smooth Comforts False, which you won't hear till the end of the piece. Maggie, take it away.
Open your ears, For which of you will stop the vent of hearing when loud rumor speaks? From the Orient to the drooping West, I, making the wind my post horse, still unfold the acts commenced on this ball of earth. Upon my tongue's continual slanders rise, the which in every language I pronounce, stuffing the ears of men with false reports. I speak of peace, while covert enmity, under the smile of safety, wounds the world. And who but Rumour, who but only I, make fearful musters and prepared defense, whilst the big year, swollen with some other grief, is thought with child by the stern tyrant war. And no such matter. Rumour is a pipe blown by conjecture, jealousy, surmises, with so simple and so plain a stop that the blunt monster with uncounted heads, the still discordant, wavering multitude, can play upon it. But what need I my well-known body to anatomize for my household? Why is Rumour here? I run before King Harry's victory, who hath beaten down on a bloody field by Shrewsbury the Hotspur and his troops, quenching the flame of rebellion even with the rebels' blood. But what mean I to speak so true at first? My office is to noise abroad that Harry Monmouth fell under the wrath of noble Hotspur's sword, and that the king, before the Douglas rage, stooped his anointed head as low as death. This I have rumored through the peasant towns, from the bloody field of Shrewsbury to this worm-eaten, ragged hold of stone, where Hotspur's father, Northumberland, lies crafty sick, and not a man of them brings other news than that they have learnt of me. They bring smooth comforts false, worse than true wrongs.
Thank you, Maggie. Now we move on to our big long piece for today, which is from Titus Andronicus. There are 6 people in it. It's starring Simon Moody, Tony Brown, Ann Childress, myself, Dominic DiCaprio, and Maggie Ariott1. And we're going to start out with, this is almost the beginning of the play. It's Act 1, Scene 1, I believe.
Correct.
And take it away, Simon. You're on.
Hail Rome, victorious in thy mourning weeds. Lo, as the bark that hath discharged her fraught returns with precious lading to the bay from whence at first she weighed her anchorage, cometh Andronicus, bound with laurel boughs to re-salute his country with his tears, tears of true joy for his return to Rome. Thou great defender of this capital, stand gracious to the rights that we intend. Romans, of 25 valiant sons, half the number that King Priam had. Behold, the poor remains, alive and dead. Those that survive, let Rome reward with love. These that I bring until their latest home with burial amongst their ancestors. Here, Goths have given me leave to sheath my sword. Titus, unkind and careless of thine own wife, sufferest thou thy sons unburied yet to hover on the dreadful shore of Styx? Make way to lay them by their brethren. There greet in silence as the dead are wont. Sleep in peace, slain in your country's wars. Oh, sacred receptacle of my joy, sweet cell of virtue and nobility, how many sons of mine hast thou in store that thou would never render to me more?
Give us the proudest prisoners of the Goth, that we may hew his limbs, and on a pile of admenis fractum sacrifice his flesh before this earthly prison of their bones, that so the shadows be not unappeased, nor we disturbed with prodigies on earth.
I give him you, the noblest that survives, the eldest son of this distracted queen.
They, Roman brethren, gracious conqueror, victorious Titus, rue the tears I shed, a mother's tears in passion for her son. If thy sons were ever dear to thee, oh, think my son to be as dear to me. Sufficeth not that we are brought to Rome to beautify thy triumphs and return captive to thee and to thy Roman yoke, but must my sons be slaughtered in the streets for valiant doings in their country's cause? Oh, if to fight for king and commonwealth were piety in thine, it is in these. Andronicus, stain not thy tomb with blood. Wilt thou draw near the nature of the gods? Draw near them then in being merciful. Sweet mercy is nobility's true badge. Thrice noble Titus, spare my firstborn son.
Patience yourself, madam, and pardon me. These are their brethren, whom you Goths beheld alive and dead, and for their brethren slain religiously, they ask for a sacrifice. To this your son is marked, and die he must, to appease their groaning shadows that are gone.
Away with him, and make a fire straight, and with our swords upon a pile of wood, let's hew his limbs till they be clean consumed.
Oh, cruel, ill-religious piety!
Was ever Scythia half so barbarous?
Owes not Scythia to ambitious Rome. Alibus goes to rest, and we survive to tremble under Titus's threatening looks. Then, madam, stand resolved, but hope withal the same self-gods that own the Queen of Troy with opportunity of sharp revenge upon the Syrian tyrant in his tent. My father, Tamora, the Queen of the Goths. When Goths were Goths, and Tamora was queen, to quit the bloody wrongs upon her foes.
Lucius.
See, Lord and Father, how we have performed our Roman rites. Alabas, limbs are lopped, and entail feeds the sacrifice of fire, whose smoke like incense doth perfume the sky. Remindeth not, but to end our brethren, and with loud lumps welcome to Rome.
Let it be so, and let Andronicus make this his latest farewell to their souls. In peace and honor rest you here, my sons.
In peace and honor live Lord Titus long. My noble lord and father, live in fame. Lo, at this tomb my tributary tears I render for brethren obsequies.
Kind Rome, thou hast lovingly reserved the cordial of mine age to glad my heart. Lavinia, live, outlive thy father's days, and fame's eternal date for virtue's praise.
Let's hear it. Thank you very much. Good job. And now we move on to The Winter's Tale, and Childress is going to star in this one. She's playing the character of Hermione, and I'm calling this one Innocent Milk. Take it away, Anne.
Sir, spare your threats. The bud you would fright me with, I seek. To me, life can be no commodity. The crown and comfort of my life, your favor. I do give lost, for I do feel it gone. But know not how it went. My second joy and first fruits of my body. From his presence I am barred, like one infectious. My third comfort, starred most unluckily, is from my breast, the innocent milk in its most innocent mouth, held out to murder. Myself on every post proclaimed as strumpet, with immodest hatred, the childbed privilege denied, which longs to women of all fashion. Lastly, hurried here to this place in the open air before I have got strength of limit. Now, my liege, tell me what blessings I have here alive, that I should fear to die? Therefore proceed, but yet hear this. Mistake me not, no life, I prize it not a straw, but for mine honor, which I would free if I shall be condemned upon surmises, all prove sleeping else but what your jealousies awake. I tell you, 'tis rigor and not law. Your honors all, I do refer me to the oracle. Apollo be my judge.
Thank you, Anne. Love that piece. And now we're moving on to another pretty unusual piece from Cymbeline, not a Shakespeare play you hear a lot of. And it's going to be starring Jacob Garofalo. It's from Act 4, Scene 2, and it's the poem Fear No More, and I'm calling it Golden Lads and Chimney Sweeps. Go, Jacob.
Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter's rages. Thou thy worldly task hast done, home art gone, and ta'en thy wages. Golden lads and girls all must, as chimney sweepers, come to dust. Fear no more the frown of the great, thou art past the tyrant's stroke. Care no more to clothe and eat, to thee the reed is as the oak. The sceptre, learning, physic must all follow this and come to dust. Fear no more the lightning flash, nor the all-dreaded thunderstone. Fear not slander, censure rash, thou hast finished joy and moan. All lovers young, all lovers must consign to thee and come to dust. No exorciser bar me thee, nor no witchcraft charm thee. Ghost unlaid forbear thee, nothing ill come near thee. Quiet consummation have, and renowned be thy grave.
Thank you, Jacob. Love to hear the poems and the songs. Thank you. Now we're moving on to the Scottish play, and Mr. Tony Brown is going to be playing the part of Macbeth. This is Act 1, Scene 7, and I'm calling it Trumpet-tongued. Take it away, Tony Brown.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it was done quickly. If the assassination can trummel up the consequence and catch with his to cease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, returns to plague the inventor. These even-handed justice commands the ingredients to our own lips. He has in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deeds, then as his host, who should against his murderers shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan had borne his faculties so meek, has been so clear in his great office that his virtue will plead like angels trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. Pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim horsed upon the sightless carriers of the air shall blow the horrid deeds in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spurs to prick the size of my intent, but only bolting ambition which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
Thank you, Tony Brown. Tony Brown will be back in a few minutes. Next, I'm going to be doing a piece from Julius Caesar. The character is Mark Antony, and this is Act 3, Scene 2, and I'm calling it Honourable Men. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransom did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me. But yesterday, the word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. O masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and mind to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not mean to read. And they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying mention it within their wills, bequeathing it with as rich a legacy unto their issue. Thank you. And now we're on to our last dramatic piece, which is from Tony Brown. Again, Tony, where are you? There you are, Tony. I covered you up with my script. And he's going to be doing sonnet number 121. And I'm calling this All Men Are Bad. Go, Tony.
'Tis better to be vile than vile esteemed, but not to be receives reproach of being. In the just pleasures lost, which is so deemed, not by our feelings, but by others seen. For why should others' false adulterate eyes give salutations to my sportive blood? Or on my frailties, why are frailer spies, which in their wills count bad that I think good? No, I am that I am, and they that levels at the abuses reckons up their own. I may be straight, though they themselves be beveled. By their ranks thoughts my deeds must not be shown, unless this general evil they maintain, all men are bad, and in their badness reigns.
Thank you, Tony Brown. So I think we have a couple of minutes left. Cara, we have a couple of minutes left?
Yep, we got 3 minutes.
So Simon, you want to do some Shakespeare trivia? You ready? Hold on. We got to get you unmuted, buddy. Go. Good. Okay. Do you have any Shakespeare trivia for us, Simon?
I do.
Okay. So you go. You got about 2 minutes.
All right. Shakespeare was born April 23rd, 1564. He died on the same date in 1616 in Stratford-upon-Avon. Where is Stratford located? Was it Warwickshire, Lincolnshire, Devonshire, or Worcestershire?
Well, I love Worcestershire as a sauce, so that's the one I go.
Devonshire.
Devonshire's that answer. I have an answer too, but I'll hold mine off. Let's get people muted here. Hold on. Wait, we got people muted. So everybody unmute themselves if you want to answer. Okay, I got you. Oh, and now you muted yourself. Anybody else want to answer?
Warwickshire.
Warwick, yeah.
And I think that's the right one, right, Simon?
It is Warwickshire.
All right. Go on.
That's what I said.
Simon. We got time for 1 or 2 more.
1 or 2 more. Now, let me think. I think we already did the one about what Shakespeare left to his wife in his will.
We did. We did it a couple of programs ago.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How did it come that we cannot say the Scottish play by its original name?
Right.
How did it become?
Why can we not say Macbeth
Yes.
out loud for actors? Why is that? Do you know that, Simon?
Well, there's a number of different conflicting stories about that. I personally do not believe in any of them. I'm quite happy to say Macbeth till I'm blue in the face.
Okay. And
I
now
do.
you're turning blue.
And I played Macbeth, as you know.
Yes.
So nothing evil befell me, touch wood.
Right. So he's not superstitious, but he's willing to touch wood. Okay.
And I have my lucky rabbit's foot in my pocket.
Ah, there you go. I knew that would work. So I think we're out of time. We're a little bit over. Yes, Cara? Or we're good?
Much on time. We're good.
We're on time. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have a reason why we're not supposed to say the name of the play Macbeth?
Well, I was told that was only within a theater. It doesn't matter. We can say the word Macbeth, but not outside of the theater, but inside the theater is where.
Okay. I've heard that too. Oh,
But-
what do you hear, Dominic?
But if all the world is a stage, then we can't say it anyway.
Oh, good one, Dominic. Hey.
That's what I think.
Woo. Thanks for Dominic.
Where, Dominic,
I like that. I like
where is
that.
it? Who says that line and in what play? All the world is stage, and the men and women merely players.
Mm-hmm.
Who says it and in what play?
Whoa, you dug that ditch.
I know it.
If he doesn't get it, I guess.
It's
What's your
All's
guess?
well that ends well, right?
No.
It's
That's
Malvolio.
Oh, it's Malvolio and Twelfth Night. I just read.
No, it's not Malvolio.
You,
Not Malvolio.
Is it Romeo and Juliet?
It is not.
No.
It is not.
all the world's a stage and men and women merely players.
No, it's the jester.
No, it's not the jester. No,
Feste.
we had this.
You
We had
dig in
this
such
part.
a hole.
We had this part a couple of weeks ago. Somebody said it.
Is it
it's not that.
Orsino in As You Like It?
It's yes, in As You Like It, and it's Jacques or Jakes or
Jacques.
however you want to say his name.
Jacques.
Yep.
Jacques, it's definitely As You Like It.
Yes, it's As You Like
As You
It,
Like
and that's the characters Jacques is.
Jacques.
One of only
You
two.
say,
jocks.
Simon.
So I think that's time to wrap it up. We've wrapped it up with some trivia, and everyone say goodbye. And
Bye.
we'll
Hi.
see you next
Let
week.
us know if you like trivia. We'll do more. Let us know.
Yeah, and players,
Ronnie
get
can too.
get your pieces into me as quickly as possible so we can put together another great show. Thank you very much, and have a good one.
Bye, everybody.